Hey, it's Candy. Did you know that I have a quiz to help coaches choose their niche? Yeah, I do. It's super popular and it has been taken more than 20,000 times. This is a fun quiz that takes you about 2 minutes to do, and it will probably give you way more clarity on choosing your best coaching niche. So now, whether you say niche or niche, it's going to work for you. And if you're a coach and you have been stuck in niche indecision, wondering what to do, then you should take my quiz and find out what you learn. You can take the quiz today at coachnichequiz.com. That's coachnichequiz.com. Okay, let's dive into this week's episode. Welcome to She Coaches Coaches. I'm your host, Candy Motzek, and I'm going to help you find the clarity, confidence, and courage to become the coach that you are meant to be. If you're a new coach, or if you've always wanted to be a life coach, then this is the place for you. We're going to talk all about mindset and strategies and how to, because step by step only works when you have the clarity, courage, and confidence to take action. Let's get started. Hey there, and welcome to this episode. I am Candy Motzek, and I am so glad you're here. Today, I've got a group of experts, and I've asked them this one singular question. And I asked them this because I know that you guys want to know this too. And the question is, what is the secret to confidence? Now, for me, I thought about this and I thought about it and I was like, there's not one secret, but I came up with two. And I think these are going to help you. The first, even though confidence feels good, like that is exactly what we want. We love feeling confident. The precursor, the thing that comes before confidence, does not. We will never grow our confidence if we don't practice our courage. And frankly, courage feels terrible. Courage feels scary as all get up. Courage, discomfort, uneasiness, nervousness, we don't like those feelings at all. But when we practice over and over, it means we take the next step and the next. And then what happens when we keep moving and doing the things that make us uncomfortable? We practice that new skill. We practice something that we're learning. We become confident. So that's the first. Confidence feels great, but we probably aren't going to feel confident on the way. The second is that confidence is something that we all want. We're like chasing confidence all the time. We wish we could feel confident, but it's an emotion. And all emotions are fleeting. And that's why they're called energy in motion. So guess what? Sometimes we feel confident, and sometimes we feel a whole host of other emotions. And that is life. Once we start accepting that we're going to feel all those other emotions too, right alongside confidence, and that those emotions are not a problem, we start to accept. We resist them less. And instead of fighting, because we've accepted that it's part of the journey, life gets a whole lot easier. Now, let's hear from the rest of the experts. Donna, I have a question. It's short, it's sweet. What is the secret to confidence?
Calm. Choosing always to be in calm and coherence and being able to identify when you are in chaos and incoherence. And this came to me from a near-death experience, one of the second one I had. And I was just downloaded this calm principle, and I live every day from it, no matter what happens. If I start to get off track, I bring myself back to calm. If I'm feeling scattered, I bring myself back to calm. And it's just recognizing where you are. And you need your ego and you need your heart. Your ego has the job of keeping you safe in whatever you do. And your heart has the job of getting you to step out off the ledges and fly. So bringing those two together with calm and coherence is my fail safe, my go to. When I feel the emotions rising or I feel my voice changing and then where is this coming from? Go right back to calm. And primarily that's finding and leaning into a place of value rather than evaluation. If there's something difficult going on that's stopping the flow, what is the value in this? Why am I experiencing this? Like not being able to get into a class on time or something. And there's a reason it's happening. Step back, find the value rather than the judgment. Move into value, you'll move into calm. Move into calm, it's going to flow. Whatever happens, it will be better than where you were.
How do you define calm?
For me, every word, every letter of every word in any language, however it's spoken, has an energetic value and component. So early on, when I'm working with a principle like the calm principle, I break it down to the essential letters of the word and what the energy of those letters bring to the equation. So the C in calm for me is clarity, communication, choice, cooperation, and coherence. If you have those things, that's the first step into calm. The A in calm is for awareness, alignment, attention, and action. If you don't take action from a place of attention, awareness, and alignment, nothing is going to happen. You're going to stay in incoherence. The L is for listening, leaning in to whatever the situation is, taking a leap of faith if you're not feeling it, and to live large, love, laugh. It's living. That's the part of calm. You're living it. It's a part of your life. And the M is for me, it has to be meaningful, mindful. And from that point, you can manifest the miracle of calm in whatever you want to create from it. And when I say mindful and meaningful, I mean FULL. It has to fill you up. If there's a void there and you're not filling that space with calm, you're not there yet. You need to go back. What step did I miss?
And then right back value.
Yeah, value, right back to value. Find the value again. I'm missing something here. I'm not feeling it. Where's the value? When you are evaluating, you're in your mind. And when you're in your mind, you're making a judgment about yourself, the situation, or something else. And judgment always creates problem, and problem always creates compromise, and compromise always creates a cycle of incoherence and chaos, which repeats until you move over to your heart side and you move into calm, you find value, you're looking at it from a place of non-judgment. It is, I need to deal with it. How is the best, calmest way to deal with it? It's heart-based. Am I in my heart with this? Am I creating cooperation? Anytime there isn't any calm in what you're doing, there's an imbalance. You are not in cooperation with the field of infinite unity, and therefore chaos is ensuing, however minor or major it might be. And so when you move to that place of cooperation with what's happening, now you're in a place to create soulful solutions. That's why I named my company Soulful Solutions. If you get into your soul and you're full with your heart, you will create a solution for whatever is happening. And the cycle repeats. And that's the place where you manifest. That's the place where you can create miracles and the magic appears in your life. It's the only way for me to live. When you're in judgment and ego mind, you are often evaluating. And when you're evaluating, you're in a place of shame, blame, guilt, or fear. Those are the top four. There's more, there's subsets of that, but shame, blame, guilt, and fear are the primary causes of chaos and incoherence. When you're in calm, you know where you are, you know what you're doing, you know why you're doing. You're growing as you do it. You're learning more and more about how you're doing this and how you're interacting with the field and with people. And then when you're in that field and you recognize you're in that place of value, you flow. You're like a river. A river doesn't care whether it's a waterfall or it's a muddy pond or it's gone underground into a cave. A river just flows now, wherever it is, whatever is happening in every single moment. So that's your opportunity to flow. And then you glow. You shine your light for yourself. And then you draw people with like light to you.
Thank you so much, Donna. That was lovely. Elisa, could you tell me if there was a secret? What is the secret to confidence?
Um, a coach of mine, James Lamb, said this to me the other day. He said, confidence is born in the struggle, which I just absolutely loved. Because if you think of, sometimes people can think confidence is all about like ego and bravado, right? And that there can kind of be a little bit of an aggressive tone to it. But if you break it down, if you break down the word confidence, confide means to trust. So this is actually about having self-confidence is to trust in yourself, and that you can be confident and still be kind and gentle, and you can be confident without bragging or boasting, right? Or being overly bold. You can be confident without being in a position of power, right? It's just you trusting yourself that you can do what it is that you want to do. And if you don't trust yourself, it's likely where you may, hold yourself back or sabotage or anything of that. And I think that being able to trust yourself and feeling secure in yourself and having self-confidence and self-love in your own being is really the foundation that we all need to have. And it does come through that struggle because, the first time you do something, maybe all beginner's luck, but usually like we kind of suck at it the first time, and it's okay to move through that. Everybody sucks the first time, and that's like, it's normal and it's necessary. And it's really from here that we can empower yourself to make a positive change in your life and go after what you want.
Yeah, that's a wonderful secret. Yeah, everybody can take that and just put it in their pocket and lean on that. Thank you. Mia, one last question. If there is a secret, what is the secret to confidence?
I think it's practicing. And I think it really is practicing and asking the question, how can I be more confident right now? Right. Like, so, okay, I'm going to go get on a podcast. What would it look like if I'm going to show up confidently? All right. I have this client that kind of gets me off kilter. Like, what would happen? Like, what would it look like if I showed up confident? So I feel like it's a lot of like inquisitive questioning and practicing confidence and feeling really, I guess, like comfortable is not the right word, but like feeling like that's a good thing to do, because I feel like if we're having to practice confidence, that means we're sort of pushing our edge a little bit. And so if we're consistently pushing our edge, then we're growing too. So why wouldn't we want to keep practicing confidence for those situations, right? So that we keep growing.
Yeah, that's so great. I love it. Thank you. Last question. If there was a secret, what is the secret to confidence, Monique?
Well, I believe that confidence is like faith. You're born with as much faith as you will ever have. It's not something you can increase or decrease. It's something to be uncovered and connected to and to practice.
I love that. So instead of something that you go out and you make and you practice and you struggle and strive for, it's always there and you just need to uncover it.
Yes.
A great perspective shift. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that question.
Nancy, I have one last question for you. It's short and it's sweet. What is the secret to confidence?
I guess I would say know your stuff. Know your stuff and believe in yourself.
I love it.
That I've been accused of having too much confidence sometimes. You have to be a little bit fearless. There's a reason why fake it till you make it came out as a saying. I had a coach one time who said, and I love this saying, to a first grader, a second grader is a god. And that's so true. As long as you know a little bit more than the person you're trying to help, you can be helpful.
Exactly. So know your stuff. And that includes doing the work, continual work to always get better, deepen your knowledge, understand it in a slightly different way, share it in a different way, keep learning for yourself, right? Always
Yes,
the evolution.
absolutely.
So, this question, it's short and it's sweet. What is the secret to confidence, Nina?
The secret to confidence, to be honest, I don't think that I have discovered yet, but I would say that you need to keep going. What I've seen is that if you take a little step today, and then another one tomorrow, and then another one tomorrow, in a year from now, when you look back, you are going to see the growth. You are going to see the amazing journey that you've been on. And then I'm looking at my clients. I do help them get booked on podcast interviews. And then once they get very good at it, I've seen them do other amazing things. They landed TEDx interviews. They were on TV, or they wrote books. And I think that it's important to allow yourself to make mistakes and to experiment things, because you don't know what is going to work for you. We are so different. So what is going to work for you is not going to probably work for me. But if I don't allow myself to try one, maybe sometimes you have to try several times. It's not enough to try once. This is going to help you be more confident.
And so, what you've said, there's a couple of things that you've said that I've heard before, but I like the way you put them together. And so, it's the experiment, try. It may not work the first time. Do it again and again and again. Take small steps. And then the most important thing is to look back on where you were, right? And that is something that you can do for yourself, or your biz bestie can help you do too. It's like, don't you remember you used to be nervous about doing this, and now here you are, like it's no big deal. That's amazing.
Yes, sometimes you don't actually see what you've done, or maybe you think, well, like, it's nothing. I barely did something. But then when someone else looks at it, they will see it with different eyes, it's a different perspective they have. And then you can see it also through their eyes, and you will realize, oh, like, maybe this is big.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. Susan, can you share with me what you think the secret to confidence is?
Clarity would be one key thing. Clarity in your business, clarity in what you want to convey. A little bit of knowledge. You don't have to have all the degrees and certifications and everything else to be confident in what you do. But just a little knowledge goes a long ways. And, knowing your strengths and really using those, knowing your strengths and using your strengths in your business and in life in general, and possibly knowing your weaknesses too, so that you know what can get in the way of you. But there'll be that confidence with that awareness. And I think I guess awareness would be step one, really, in getting the confidence. If you're aware of your strengths and weaknesses and everything else, and you can work on those and really use them, then you all of a sudden come across very confident.
Well, thank you. That's wonderful. Wendy, one last question. If there was a secret, what would the secret to confidence be?
So, Kathy, you and I talked about this on an earlier episode, but it is being able to bring your authentic self to everything that you do. You are your brand. It doesn't matter how many people you have working for you, how many people are doing the thing that you do. You are the secret sauce as an entrepreneur that makes your business go. And if you aren't being your authentic self in all of those areas, you're either going to burn out or somebody's going to figure out that you're not who you say you are. And neither of those are good for your business. This idea that you're on stage sometimes and you're who the client needs you to be is like a rat in a wheel. Like, you can't do that. It's not sustainable. You need to be able to pick clients that understand you and get who you are. Your brand is who you are. So if you're super high energy, be super high energy. Don't try to keep it in. If you are slow and intentional and thoughtful, be that, because that is what people are going to connect with. Trying to be the person on the stage or in front of the client that you think the client wants is never going to work.
Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster and a recipe for exhaustion and all of those things. And also, when you want to be an entrepreneur, you get to choose how you want to be. Like, you get to choose the quality of life. So why would you want to be anything but exactly who you're meant to be? Right? Like, it always makes me wonder.
Yeah. When I left corporate America, I'm referring to this phase of my life since I was there for 20 years in these Fortune 500 companies, and now I'm on my own. I'm referring to this as my first retirement. And I tell people all the time, I took all the parts of the jobs that I loved and packaged them in a way that it's the entire job now. And I figured out how to not do all the parts of those corporate jobs that I didn't like doing. That's the power of being able to be an entrepreneur, is you get to decide what work is meaningful and impactful and what work isn't.
That's so great. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining me for this special roundtable episode. I was so pleased to interview these amazing experts who each bring such a wealth of experience. Tune in next week. I've got more exciting episodes coming your way. Talk to you soon. Thanks again for listening today. Please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Also, I would love to hear from you. Did something that I say resonate? What else would you like to learn about? Click the link in the player and leave a comment on the post. This is going to give me great ideas for future episodes so I can help you best. Join me again next week for more coaching, support, and teaching to help you become the confident coach you are meant to be.